In our last episode, we learned how to create individual text. Today, we're looking at the beautiful pre-designed text sets in web stories for WordPress. Let's go. If you click on the T icon on the top left, you'll find a variety of different text sets. And you can sort them by clicking on one of these tags here. And since I'm looking for a text set for my cover, I'm going to click on the cover tag. And now it will only show me text sets that are designed for cover pages. And since I already have a picture of San Francisco on my story page, I'm going to select the text that has San Francisco on it. Of course, not all of your story pages are going to be cover pages, so I'm going to add another text set. And I'm going to click on this and deselect cover and select editorial. And now you can see that there's a different selection of text sets shown to me. I'm going to add a new page to my story. And I want to make sure that the text set and the font on the text set matches my text set for the cover page. So I'm going to click on this little button that says Match Fonts from Story. And automatically it only shows me these three text sets. Why does it show me this set? Because I've been playing around with this story here for a different episode, and there's a few fonts in here. You can see this font is this one, so that's why it's showing me this Black Friday text set. But we don't want to use that right now. I think what I'm looking for is a set like this, so I'm going to click on it, and automatically it's going to appear on my site. And I think I want to grab one more. Let's look for a different one. I'm going to choose quote. And I'm going to choose this one. You can see that when you've added a text set to a story, all the different elements of the text set will be shown in the layers panel. So in this case, this text set consists of two rectangles that are very thin rectangles, so really lines, and then some text and some more text. And that is already it. That's really how text sets work. As you can see, they're really super easy to use. But now let's adjust them a little bit further, and what we're going to do now really applies to any text, not just text sets. Let's say you wanted to add a picture on the background of this quote page. So I'm going back to my image panel, and I'm going to select this picture. One click and it shows up on the page. I want to set it as background. So with the picture selected, I'm going to click on Set as Background. And you see that this is already causing some problems because the black text isn't visible on this background. So the first thing we can do is click on the text and go down to the Style section and change the color to white. And you see that is already a great help. We also want to do this with the rectangles. And if you struggle to select these rectangles because they are so tiny, you can also select them here in the layers panel. So we want to change the color of this as well, and the color of this as well. And then of course, also going to change the color of the author's name or the person that's being quoted right here. So while that's already better, I think it's still not enough. It's still not visible enough. So what can we do? We can again click on this text, go down to the Style section and add a fill in the back. Now this fill doesn't have the ideal color. Let's maybe just use a black fill. And you see, okay, now that's very readable. Maybe not the most beautiful choice, but it's definitely readable. There are a few interesting things that you can do when you want to apply fill. You can, of course, as I did before, change the color of the fill, but you can also change the opacity. So we can put this to 80%, and you can also apply a highlight, and that means that the fill will be applied to each line of text individually. You can further style your fill or highlight. When you click on the text box color, you can change the color, but you can also apply a gradient. For example, a linear gradient. You can set one end of the gradient as transparent, or a radial gradient. If you don't want to go down the fill or highlight route, you can also apply a gradient directly to the background image. And in order to do that, you can click the background image, and then you have the overlay option right here. And again, you can select a solid overlay that will be applied to the whole image, or you can choose a linear overlay that will only be applied to one side of the image. And right now it's applied to the bottom, so when we grab this text here and move it down, it will become more readable. But I think that's not enough. Let's decrease the transparency of this layer, and the text will become more visible. And I'm also going to adjust the beginning of this gradient. So like this. I like that more. All right, let us know if you have any questions in the comments below, and until next time.